Thank you, Maisha.
Wow.
That was exciting.
Billy Joel's daughter.
I know.
Tiger Woods.
I'm tired of Tiger
Tiger Woods
Woods.
is his
I'm
own
done.
fault, but
I'm
Billy
done.
Joel's daughter, that's sad.
Done.
All right, Kev, what do you have for us today in sports?
Well, in sports, we're just going to go to NBA action. Allen Iverson is back. The 76ers fans, get ready for a new season. With his return, the Sixers still lost to the Nuggets, 93-83. Iverson scored 11 points, 6 assists, but it shows good signs of the team's progress because they played a good and tough Nugget team. Well, other games in NBA, the Knicks, let's go Knicks, beat the Blazers 93-84, and the Jazz beat the Spurs 104-101. College news, who do you think is going to get the Heisman? Who do you think is going to win? Well, tune in Saturday, 8 p.m. on ESPN and find out. NFL news, the Saints and the Colts keep their streak alive. Now, still 12-0. Do you think they can reach that 16-0 record? The Jets beat the Bills 19-13. Let's go, Jets. You know I'm from New York, so you got to rep that team. The Eagles play the Falcons and beat the Falcons 34-7. Highlights in that game, Michael Vick scores a touchdown, his first touchdown of the season against his former team, and also throws for a touchdown. So that's good for my man, Mike. The Dolphins beat the Patriots 22-21. And now for UFC news. Tune in on Saturday on pay-per-view, UFC 107, fight for the lightweight title, Penn versus Sanchez. It's going to be a great fight. Even our, chef is going to be watching that. And she's a woman, so that's tough. Lastly, I just want to tell you guys, come on, Tiger Woods, leave the guy alone. He's human. He's human.
I just don't
You
want
know.
Just had a
to
first mistress.
He's human. He's
You know
rich.
what? I don't care.
He's human. He's rich.
The
Come
car
on.
accident was
Who wouldn't?
human. I'll give
If he
him
was
that.
any other Joe Schmo, we wouldn't care. So let's just treat
I don't
him
want to
like
hear.
I know,
I don't
right?
want to hear about him anymore. But I don't want to necessarily just let him alone.
Come on, you should just leave the guy alone. The guy has done a lot
done.
of good stuff.
I'm done. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Anyway, guys, well, I'm switching over today from local news to world news because I want to share this story with you as a cautionary tale.
Oh yeah, this is.
An Italian jury has found American student Amanda Knox and her Italian boyfriend Raffaele Solicito guilty in the stabbing death of British exchange student Meredith Kircher. Knox was sentenced to 26 years in prison, and Solicito was sentenced to 25 years. Both were convicted on all charges except theft, and together must pay 5 million euros or $7.4 million to the victim's family. In addition, Knox must pay 40,000 euros, 60,000 in American money, to a man whom she falsely accused of the murder. Few of the 8 jurors, which took on the case, bothered to look at her during the sentencing. 6 of the jurors were wearing red, white, and green slashes, the colors of Italy's flag. Kurt Knox, Amanda Knox's father, walked the 4 blocks from the courtroom to the hotel room, staring stonily ahead, holding his 2 tearful daughters by the hand. He said, "While we always knew that this was a possibility, we find it difficult to accept this verdict when we know that she is innocent, and that the prosecution has failed to explain why there is no evidence of Amanda in the room where Meredith was so horribly and tragically murdered." Amanda said, "They say that I am calm. I am not calm." She said this in Italian. "I fear to lose myself, to have the mask of the killer forced upon me. I fear to be defined as something I am not." Have you guys heard about this story?
No.
Yeah, I forgot
bit.
about it until recently.
Well,
Wait,
it
how long
happened
was it?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
it's
That's
long.
what I
Oh,
mean.
yeah.
2 years ago, and she hasn't been sentenced until now.
Well, that's.
and
well,
she
yeah.
was convicted of murder of her roommate.
When did you
while
hear
they
it?
have no
When it first happened.
evidence of
There was no
her
evidence.
being there. None whatsoever. And something that's really different about Italy and America is that in America, we sequester our juries. They don't see any of the publicity. In
Any of
Italy,
rumors
they
or
saw everything.
suspicions,
Right.
which, as I said earlier, this is that's just a great example of how media just
Affects
Can
what
affect.
happens.
Oh, definitely.
She's a smooth criminal, though, if she did it, and
Well,
they couldn't find no evidence.
That's another
smooth.
thing. She was 20 years old. She was 20 years old when this happened. Please tell me she knows how to cover up a murder? Knox and Solicito were charged with the murder and sexual violence in November of 2007
Was
of
there
the stabbing death of
was there
Meredith
evidence
Kircher.
of him being there?
No. No.
Was there evidence of anybody being there?
Well, there was evidence of another man being there, but apparently there was evidence of her boyfriend being there, the Italian boyfriend being there, on her bra clasp, meaning what holds the bra together in the back.
Whose bra?
The girl that was murdered.
The
but
murdered girl.
It had been out for months, so it was evidence that they couldn't use. So they couldn't even bring that into the courtroom. But again, the jury knew about it because
They weren't
of
sequestered.
all the publicity. That it was just a publicity circus. And this poor girl is going to jail. And I hope that someone's going to step in
Well,
on
you
her behalf
you
from
said
America.
President Obama is
Oh,
going
from America.
to, right?
Oh, from America.
Possibly,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just
All right.
something
Come on, Obama.
that we were talking
Do
about.
us
But
justice.
hopefully somebody will step in. I mean, there's no
promise.
proof. She's 22 years old and she has a 26-year conviction.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Well,
it's a cautionary tale. She was a traveling student to Italy, and this
Right.
is what happened. So just be careful.
Well,
When you
you
go
leave
We'll
our
overseas.
take
country,
that.
be careful.
But let's just switch it over to Act 1, Scene 1.